Welcome to our art time lapse. Today I'm going to do a piece called Let Dreams Take Flight. Now this piece is a piece I originally intended to submit for a scholarship for the Bologna children kind of illustration competition. I didn't end up submitting it, but I did have a lot of fun doing this piece, so I thought I should just make an art time lapse of my process. So as some of you have been following my artwork for a while, you know how I love whimsical pieces that are kind of dreamlike fairy tale, lots of animals and beautiful backdrops and illustrations, kind of something that I've been really into. I don't know if that's the best way to describe my artwork, so I thought it fits really well with children illustrations. So I decided to do a piece like this. The idea was to have this giant vast blue skies in the background with these beautiful clouds, and there would be these animals, assortments of different animals, large and small, and they'll be flying kites, all kinds of kites, different kites of different shapes, sizes, kind of like a sky full of kites. And I thought that would be so wonderful, so I started on this piece, and then I wanted them to be on a large grassy field, but I don't want it just to be like a plain green field. I wanted it to have wildflowers and gradients and dimension to it. Here I'm just doing an illustration initially with watered down gouache to mark down the outlines of where other characters will be. So there will definitely be a bunny, a fox, a squirrel, and also a bear involved. And as I'm doing this, I really enjoy the process of it, and it's unfortunate I didn't end up submitting the piece. I just didn't feel confident enough that this piece was good enough. I think it's like an imposter syndrome that a lot of artists have, where we're not sure if we're good enough for I think our artwork in general. Just feel like I'm not quite there yet with this piece, so I didn't end up submitting it, but I really enjoyed the process. And I've been documenting a lot of my art time lapse on YouTube lately just to practice kind of talking about my artwork. It's not something that I'm super fluent with at this time, so I get a lot of practice of YouTube to talk about my artwork. And I feel that every single art piece, there's a story that comes with it, and there's a process that has a story that comes with it. And I hope that these videos will give my art pieces a voice, and also for people who enjoy artwork, instead of just looking at the final product, they might want to do a deep dive into the process of how it got there. A lot of times we enjoy the final product and it's beautiful, but there is just so much background that comes before seeing the final piece, whether it is the illustration process, the thought process, and conceptualizing the story behind it, the process of how we get to the final product. Sometimes the artwork looks completely different from how you conceptualize it. For example, this one I was expecting just a plain blue sky, but halfway through I decided to do kind of this dreamy cloudscape in the background, and here it is. I think I skipped some process in between, but I think the sky came out so beautifully and I was so excited about it. I was actually a little bit sad to cover it up with kites because I felt that the sky looked so beautiful, but that was the original intent, so I thought I will stick with it. Sometimes I do these videos hoping that someday, whether it's my children or somebody else looking at it, or young artists, will know that nothing comes easy and not everything comes out perfect the way you want it. I'm documenting my process, and by no means is my art perfect, but I do see progress, and that is the more important thing, kind of enjoying the process and also the progress related to your artist's journey. My artwork did not start out this way. It was something that took time to build and time to practice and experimenting with different techniques. And I hope you all understand that that not just an artist, but anybody with any craft that they're trying to master takes practice and numerous hours dedicated to it. And I think after saying this, I will probably try to be a little bit more cognizant about every person's craft, and appreciate the work that they put into it to get to the level that they are today. Anyways, back to this illustration. So now I'm using my white jelly roll, which is the archival ink pen, to do some white highlights for the piece. I think it will make the kites pop a little bit more. So you can see the sky full of different color kites and sizes with all shapes and animals, and I just thought this seems just so much fun. I hope you enjoyed this art time lapse of this Let Dreams Take Flight, a piece that I originally illustrated to apply for the Bologna Children Book Fair illustration competition, but at the end I didn't end up doing it, but that's perfectly fine. I think I got something great from this process and painted this beautiful piece with these cute animal illustrations flying these kites on this beautiful cloudy day under a beautiful blue sky. I hope you enjoyed this art time lapse, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time in another art time lapse. Take care and stay creative, everyone. Bye for now.